How we doing, guys? Good, need to win some money. Okay, I don't know what that was a reference to. You got a permit. I couldn't even read that. Hey, Massa, can you shout out Batty Boys? It's a friend group. Batty Boys? Guys, give me some English and I'll be happy to respond. Your NBA picks are fire. Let's hear something. Robert Morales, you will definitely hear something. Always got something good for NBA. You got some good picks, bro. I know it. That's why I do what I do. Jazz Moneyline, get off. Go to one of the fake cappers, Jazz Moneyline, 8-point favorite. Who needs that? Who needs you to tell us Jazz Moneyline? Golden State -7. At least you're taking the shot. Somebody wants to lay Golden State -7. Not that I agree. I'm showing the guns. Right? Not bad for an old guy. 76ers tonight, book it. Wrong. We'll go through that one later. All right, guys, just if you saw the video we posted earlier. So as we were talking and going over the games last night, I told you I just had this feeling that Milwaukee might be sitting one of their stars in the game last night. They were on a back-to-back, and they did this throughout the year last year. And when you're in the business as long as I am, you just know, you just have the feelings. And that's why we put back-to-back the little clip from last night, me saying that I just had a sneaky feeling that Milwaukee might be sitting Middleton or Giannis tonight. And that's what kept me off the game, where I made Milwaukee a little higher. And we put that together with a clip from last year in football. It was the Seattle-Philly game. We've talked about it before, where I just, and it says on the video, I have a feeling of a 21-17 game. I just had that feel, and Eagles score at the last minute, go for a 2-point conversion to cut it down to 6, which was crazy. Instead of just kicking the extra point, we were taking 6.5. We catch the game. We catch the under. Again, it was just a feeling. And no computers, algorithms, none of these kids that call themselves fucking cappers, they're never going to give you this. This is what I give you. 40 years of experience, this is what experience gets. You just get that feel. You just know. Sometimes you just know. It's like the Detroit game last night. I've been in seen these letdown positions thousands of times. And it was like what I call a sandwich game. So the Suns were sandwiched between beating the Warriors in Phoenix, going to play the lowly Pistons, and they're going to go to Golden State tonight. How are they going to get up for that game? A big number like 13. We got the backdoor. We should have got the fucking backdoor in the Saints game. And this kid could not have been more horrible. We got out of him what I thought we would get running the ball. But come on, 4 interceptions, and some of them were ridiculous. I figured he's going to throw 1. I thought we might be able to get away if he threw 2. He had to throw 4 for them to salt the game away, because like I said, that back door was open for us, but didn't get it, not going to cry about it. We move on. We caught the Pistons. So that's how that night went. But again, why we put the video up today, again, this is my experience. This is what you're going to get from me that you're not going to get from anybody else in the world. Cowboys was the play last night. Cowboys was the play, like I said. That line went up. They got everybody healthy, but they're very lucky to win the game. They're lucky they didn't give up the back door. So let's get my man Ben in here. We'll start going through the card. We'll see if Ben's got a game to make up for his last night's game. What else we got? Golden State easy cover tonight. Ain't gonna be nothing easy about it. Ain't gonna be nothing easy about Golden State covering 7. But we'll talk about that game and the rest of the NBA. Toronto not an easy place to play either. Never is. Like I said, they gave Milwaukee tough times last year. Beat them twice in Milwaukee. Indiana tonight lay the points. Wrong. Okay. I love when you guys come on. Give me a reason. And the two guys that said Indiana lay the points and Philly's the bet. Give me a reason other than just saying that they're the bet. So come on and we'll talk about it. Let's see what we got here. We got you already. Magic, Rockets over. Maybe. But Kevin Porter looks like he's going to be out. They've been playing at a fast pace with him. So I don't know that he's going to be out. Most value I see is UTSA. I don't even know what that is. If you do parlays, you're a sucker. That's my man. Cavaliers tonight. Could be Cavaliers every night. I'll tell you why I'm not jumping all over them, though, in a sec. All right, I'll wait for Ben to get... let's see, I think this is him now. Peep shut. Oh, let the pro talk. All right.
How's it going, John?
All right, Ben. Jumping in. You okay?
Yeah, all good. I was just grabbing the water.
All right. Well, I'll start off. Or you want to start off? You get something special in college tonight?
College football, Pac-12 championship game. I do have a play there. Guys, I did just put out a video on our page of all 4 of my plays for this weekend with college football, but I'll talk about the one that's tonight with Oregon going up against Utah. It's a big revenge angle on this game. If you guys have been paying attention to the college football season, Utah smacked Oregon earlier this year, 37-7. But outside of that, that was a home game for Utah. Utah's been playing a lot better at home. The last 4 neutral site games, which tonight game's in Vegas, Utah is 0-4 against the spread. Oregon actually played Utah in the Pac-12 championship game 2 seasons ago. That was neutral site, and Oregon won that game 37-15. You really start to dive into some of the Pac-12 numbers here. So Utah's in the South Division of the Pac-12. The South Division is 1-9 in the last 10 Pac-12 championship games. So I like Oregon in that angle. And then you go ahead and just look at Oregon over time. They are 23-11 in the matchup against Utah. They're a very defensive-focused team, and I think that's going to be a big, significant factor here. Utah is actually one of the few teams, or the only team in the Pac-12 that ranks top 30 in defensive ratings and offensive ratings. However, I just don't like them in this spot. I think that one game, people are going to overreact, hop onto Utah on the plus money, and a big bounce-back spot for Oregon. They are 4-0 the last 4 Pac-12 title games, and I think they're making it 5 tonight. So I like Oregon plus the 3, guys.
All right, Ben. I'm just going to throw, because I asked these guys to back up why they like their picks, so at least they did. So we get Pepitio saying Hawks missing some key players, going to hurt their depth and rotation. Sixers getting their key players back, and Embiid should be back in the swing of things. Okay, so just keep in mind that I like at least if you had something in your mind. New Orleans is my favorite tonight. No, they're not. They're not my favorite. You'll find out why. I'm 0-6 with Ben's picks. Who's up? Come on, you're not 0-6 with Ben. Ben's not 0-6.
Who said that? Hey, tell us on some football this weekend. Oh, that was Corey. Come on, Corey. Tell us on some football this weekend. It'll be good, man.
And the other guys, Sabonis and Turner, are going to have a field day with no Bam. And, okay, guys, at least those are valid reasons. I'll go into my reasons. Let's see what else we got here before we just start going through the Tobias Harris is out. Okay, so I guess that's busy _NY. He's got one of the reasons why the Hawks are the play, are my play. We gave that out early. Ben ain't 0-6. That's correct. Somebody's sticking up for you, Ben. Who's out there sticking up for you? Robert Morales. All right.
Hey, thanks, Robert.
That's a. Figured we go through the questions, but let's get to it. And I'll tell you my reasons why I'm going against those games, the particular games you said, and what other games, and what reasons I'm not going on some games. So we'll start right from the top. You got Ben's college pick for tonight. Heat and Pacers, and Adebayo and Butler both going to be out for the Heat tonight. They played beginning of the season. Pacers beat them in overtime in Indiana. Indiana's down a couple of rotation players also. Holiday, he's their starting three, and McConnell, he's their first guy off the bench. They're both going to be out for the Pacers. Just can't make the Pacers 6 in his spot. Like I said, Heat, you still got Lowry, Duncan Robinson, Hero. You still got enough players there. Heat'll keep this one close. I took, as a matter of fact, they pushed this game up from 5 this morning up to 6. When I saw it get to 6, that's when I sent the message out to the VIP customers. We took 6. Game is presently sitting at 5.5. Ben?
Yeah, as far as this game, guys, Heat +6, pretty big dog. I mean, yes, they have some guys out, but I don't think they're +6 against Indiana, even on the road. Indiana hasn't been too crazy impressive at home, and they are 2-6 against the spread of the last 8 games off of game rest. These matchups have been low scoring, and I think that favors the Heat, especially plus the points in a big way. The under is 5-0 the last 5 meetings in Indiana, and it's 8-2 the last 10 overall. And we all know this Heat team's deep on the defensive side of the ball, and I think that's going to play a big factor. So, yeah, I like the Heat tonight.
And Heat beat them by 5 in Indiana last year, so that's my play there. Cavs at Wizards. This game opened 4. It's sitting at 3. 3 is what I make the game. Wash beat the Cavs 97-94 in Cleveland earlier this year. And you would think, okay, so you get the revenge angle. But Wash beat them all 3 games last year by a combined 53 points. So I'm not really using the revenge here. Cleveland's playing in their 3rd city in 5 days. The Wizards, they were home for their last game, so they're staying at home. They won over the Timberwolves. 3 is what I make the game, and that's the number on the game. 3, solid game there.
Yeah, Cavs have been hot covering spreads, guys. 5-0 last 5, and they are 6-1 the last 7 road games. So for me, this game's Cavs or pass, but like John said, 3 cities in the last couple of nights, and Wizards have been doing well in the matchup against Cleveland, so I'm also staying away from this game. But both teams also big under trends. I think that's also another good lean on this game. For the Wizards, they have had unders hit 6 of the last 7 home games, and for the Cavs, their unders are actually 15 of the last 20 overall, so could be another low-scoring one.
He have not been playing. It's good without that. They definitely haven't been playing good their last 2 games. Let's see what happens now. You had Hero coming off the first game back, and he was coming off being ill. Let's see what happens with him tonight. Next game, guys, is Philly at Atlanta. This was the other guys. I guess you guys were saying 76ers. 76ers routed the Hawks by 28 points earlier this year in Philly to get their playoff revenge from last year. And exactly as one of the guys said, yes, the Hawks are missing. They're missing Hunter. He's already been out. Bogdanovich and Reddish will also be out tonight. But Tobias Harris, an illness, he's going to be out. Excuse me. Joel Embiid came back from COVID in a huge way. He played 45 minutes, scored 42 points against the Timberwolves. Since that, he cannot throw the ball in the fucking ocean. The other night, we had him against the Celtics, and thank God we still won the game. Embiid shot 3 for 17. So without Harris, Embiid definitely has not found his stride. A little revenge spot for the Hawks. Hawks have won 8 of their last 9. Philly's only 1-2 since Embiid is back. The only win was over the Magic, and they didn't cover. They're also the 0-3 against the spread. This spot is all Atlanta. They drove this game down to 1. I laid the money line minus $1.15. I sent that out to the VIP members at 9-something this morning. So that game's presently sitting at 2.5. So once again, we're just burying the number. Ben, any feel on this one?
Yeah, I mean, hey, Hawks are been playing phenomenal at home. They're 7-2 against the spread, last 9 versus 76ers. And someone in here commented, I wouldn't bet against Joel Embiid. I mean, Atlanta Hawks, they got Clint Capella. That's one of the better defensive bigs in the NBA. So if you're going to have someone to try to match up and contain Joel Embiid, Capella's a good guy for that. and especially with the home success for Atlanta, nice spot for them here.
My man here, Gucci_screw. I'm on the I-95 shoulder. Well, if you wait up for me Monday, I'll be driving up that way. I'm going north to New York and Connecticut, so I'll be doing the drive up 95. A nice, relaxing couple of days up on the right. So if you see me passing you, anyway, yeah. So Atlanta's right side, but a game moves 2 points. You know you're on the right side, and that's the right side is the Hawks tonight, especially with Harris. He's out with another illness. You guys know how these illnesses go. We kind of jinxed LeBron the other night, and it wasn't even COVID. He'll be back in tonight when we get to that game. It was a false positive, but let's hit the rest of the card. So pretty much the biggest question mark injury tonight is the next game, which is Minnesota at Brooklyn, and the question mark is Cat. And for you how to beat the booking website members, when I just write K-A-T, that's Cat, that's Karl Anthony Towns for the Timberwolves. He took a bad fall in the last game against Washington in the closing moments. He left the game, and he's a question mark today. There's been an illness running through the whole team. McDaniels and Vanderbilt, the two other forwards, they missed the game the other night. Edwards was questionable. He wound up playing. He looked like he's playing today. But when you get that illness and you see it bounce into a couple of guys, be very wary of that being a breakout. Anyway, with the Nets won. They've been off for 2 days. Their last game was beating the Knicks at home, 112-110. This game, guys, I make this line 6.5 with Karl Anthony Towns playing. So this game is right where I expected, 7.5 because they don't know. So if he does play, this game will come right down to where I'm making the number 6.5. If he doesn't play, this game will be 8.5, 9. So they're kind of right in the middle where they can't get hurt too much, the Bucks. And that's the story on that game. Got to wait to find out about Cat. What do you think about that one, Ben?
Yeah, I don't have a feeling one way or the other here on this game. I mean, obviously, Karl Anthony Towns plays a big factor. The Nets started off the year pretty good against the spread. Right now, they are 1-4 against the spread the last 5 games. The Wolves actually have been doing well in this matchup. Keep in mind, Western Conference, Eastern Conference, you only play a couple times a season. But it's Timberwolves 5-2 against the spread, last 7 in Brooklyn. So, and then actually this stat goes way back, but 25-9 the last 34 times against Brooklyn. That's a stat that goes back over a decade, but a lot of Timberwolves success there.
They're going 17 years, too much. I don't go back that far. Again, this is a totally different team just because, now you got Durant and Harden. It's just a whole different team. The stat I went by, they only beat them by 5 last year in Brooklyn, but they routed them by 30 in Minnesota last year. Just like I said, to me, the game just depends on whether Cat's playing, whether it's a 9-point game or it's a 6.5-point game. Magic Houston, somebody had mentioned, I think over with that game. Well, the game has actually dropped for the total from 218 to about 216 now, 216.5. And that's because Kevin Porter Jr. is doubtful. When he was out a couple of games, they played under. He came back 3 games. He played over. He pushes the pace a little bit. Porter Jr. He'll be out tonight. Wood had a problem with the ankle, but he is going to play. Magic won their last game, as you know. Got us hard, got us tough in Orlando with the Nuggets. We had a 16-point halftime lead. They bounced back. They rallied to win that game. The stats I got for this game, Houston beat Orlando by 42 points in Houston last year. And Orlando is 8-3 the last 11 trips, 8-3 against the spread the last 11 trips into Houston. So you might have a little bit of revenge there. Without Porter Jr., it's Orlando or nobody to me. Not ready to just jump on Orlando, though, on the road, although Orlando has been covering on the road. 7-6 on the road this year.
The Rockets guys have been playing some good basketball. I mean, they've won the last 4 games, covered the spread in those. Magic are coming off a big upset win against Denver. For me, it kind of has the feel of a letdown spot for the Magic, but then you can't deny the success that Orlando has had recently against Houston. So for me, it's Houston or pass on this game. I agree with the line movement on the under, that total dropping a little bit. The Rockets, Magic and the Rockets have both kind of been under machines this year. It's 5-1 for the Magic the last 6, and for Houston, 8-3 the last 11 games as a favorite. So you got some trends there with the under, but I lean Houston and the under.
Somebody just threw in Houston on a win streak. Houston definitely on a win streak. 4 straight for them. 2 of them happen to come against the worst team in basketball, the Oklahoma City Thunder. So just, bear that in mind. Anyway, guys, New Orleans, Dallas, these teams are playing home and home. So Dallas routed them by 32 points in New Orleans. I think it was 139-107 the other night. They also beat them by 16 at home. And if you're thinking revenge, you're thinking wrong. Mavs have beaten them 8 out of the last 9, 7-2 against the spread. So that's why I'm not jumping on this one. Hart is questionable for New Orleans. Porzingis doubtful. Actually, he's doubtful. Hold on. I don't think they've said out yet, but with an ankle, I would expect him to be out. They have him doubtful. Haven't made him out yet, but I'm going to go with out. Line is 6.5 open, 7.5. 7.5 was my number with Porzingis in. With him out, you're right around that 6.5 number. So again, I got nothing on that one.
Yeah, I don't lean one way or the other on this game either. We've seen it a couple of times the last several weeks. Saw it obviously the other day. Dallas owns the matchup, and don't like that breaking a trend like that. There's no reason to, especially with a team like New Orleans, who just doesn't have that much talent to keep up in the first place. So no reason for me to take New Orleans, and Dallas with the injury with Porzingis. I don't really like them either. So staying off that game.
Celtics are at Jazz tonight. Celtics are off that ugly brick fest that they played against the 76ers. But that's okay. They didn't cover 4, and that's all we care about. 88-87. Jaylen Brown had a rough game that night. Let me just pull up his I'm going to pull up what I had written on this game. Jaylen Brown shot 3 for 11, and they're going to give him a night off. Since he came back, he just hasn't been right, Jaylen Brown. They're giving him the night off, even though they're not on a back-to-back going into Utah. Utah's had 3 days off. Last year, Utah won both meetings. They won by 14 in Utah. They won by 8 in Boston. They've won 5 of the last 6 straight up and against the spread. But Celtics have won 3 of the last 5 meetings in Utah. So there's no edge to anybody there. With Brown, my number on this game was 9. It's a little lower than that. The game is sitting at 8. Not enough for me to jump on it. Anything for you there, Ben?
Yeah, I mean, I like Utah when that spread's just under double digits. I feel like oftentimes they'll cover that spread. I mean, I'm not saying that's any reason to bet the Jazz tonight, but without Jaylen Brown on this team, the Celtics coming off a bit of a disappointing game. Yes, they got the win against the 76ers, but it wasn't a good win. And without Jaylen Brown, I'm not sure how they're going to fare. For the Jazz, I mean, when they're at home and they're in that 8 to 9 point spread, when they start to get rhythm, which they're starting to get here, as John said, they've been playing good basketball 5 of the last 6. And I think they can continue to do that tonight. And I actually like the Jazz to cover the spread at that -8.
It would have to go a little bit low for me to be interested in that Jazz game. The big game of the night, it's the rematch from the other night. You got Suns and Golden State. And for me, they just made this one too high. My number on the game is 6.5. They put it up at 6.5, but that was the overnight line. It's 7 now. Phoenix did play last night. That's why we bet against them just for this spot. Booker will be out. He's going to miss a few more games besides tonight. Curry had his worst shooting game of all time. He shot 4 for 21 in the last game, which really killed us because we went in with Golden State the last game. So yeah, the total revenge game, but they just made this one too high for me to be interested in. Suns on a back-to-back, no thanks. I agree with you, but I'm not. I can't lay Golden State 7 points. The Suns are they've only won 18 straight. You know what I mean? And they weren't in a war last night in the back-to-back. They cruised that whole second half. They were up, I think it was 18 points. Just the way I figured it, we'd backdoor that. We'd stick around, and Pistons would backdoor it. They're not going to play all their guys down to the wire when they got Golden State tonight. So it's not like they were in a battle last night. So I just can't make this game 7 as much as, believe me, nobody loves the revenge spot more than me. Just can't lay 7 points with Golden State tonight, Ben.
Yeah, that's a pretty steep number here, especially for how well Phoenix has been playing, even if Devin Booker won't be playing tonight. I will say, for those of you guys who like prop bets, I'm not a big guy who likes to bet on prop bets, but pretty good night to bet on Steph Curry's prop bet. I mean, I feel like he's going to be coming with some type of way, and I think if you want to bet his 3-point total or his points total, I think both of those are going to go over tonight. And I think that's a way you could bet this game and avoid the steep number with Golden State.
Yeah, look, that's one of the things I wrote in the preview today was Steph Curry shot 4 for 21. That won't happen again, and obviously that's not going to happen again. Again, a lower number. I wanted to be on Golden State tonight. I wanted to be on Golden State since the final buzzer went with the Phoenix Golden State game the other night, Tuesday night, but just can't do it, and I can't lay 7 points. Last game on the basketball card tonight, Clippers and Lakers. No home court here. You guys should know by now the teams split the Staples Center, or what they used to call, maybe they changed the name of the Staples Center. I heard some about that, but to me it's the Staples Center. And Clippers have been home since the 21st. So they've been in LA for this whole period of time, but they're just playing terrible basketball. 2-4 on this homestand. 1-5 against the spread. They rested Paul George the last game that they played, and Sacramento brought it to them, beat them 124-115 on their home court. The Lakers went into Sacramento coming off that revenge triple overtime game, and without LeBron, they gave it to Sacramento. Now these two teams will face off. Clippers won all 3 meetings last year, and they won by a combined 49 points. Obviously, a little bit different teams. You had Kawhi there. You don't have him this year. But I just don't like the way the Clippers are playing. But I don't know that the Lakers should be favored. They're 2.5 now. If they go any higher, as bad as the Clippers are playing, might have to lean to them again. There's no home court. It's a Lakers game ticket, meaning their home fans go to that particular game. But as far as I'm concerned, there's no home court advantage in this game at all. It's two teams playing on a neutral court, and I just do not make I don't make the Lakers 3 points better than many teams right now on a neutral court. That's my feeling on that one. LeBron, like I said, he caught a false positive the other night, which was ridiculous, and he'll be back playing. He's been cleared to play.
Big stat on this game, guys. Clippers 8-0 against the spread last 8 matchups, and that's a trend I will not be breaking. I'm not going to say I'm betting on the Clippers because they haven't been playing well recently, but I agree with John saying that the Lakers, I don't know if they deserve to be a 2.5-point favorite here. I mean, this Lakers team's been all kinds of troubles on both sides of the ball. They've been sloppy with turnovers. Defensively, they've been all over the place. And Ty Lue's a pretty good coach, and I think he's someone who can get up for this game and be able to get things kind of comfortable, I guess you could say, on the defensive side of things for the Clippers. They've done well in this matchup, and I'm staying clear away from this game. Might take a live line if someone gets a big enough lead, gets someone plus the points, double digits. But other than that, I'm staying away.
So just going through a couple of things. I see a lot of you guys like these props, and I just don't do them, guys. I come up with the game. I don't do totals that often, but I do totals. But I don't do like I like Trae Young over assists. Don't know the line. I don't either. I don't even waste my time with it. So I can't give you, every once in a while I can give you some insight, like I said, what Joel Embiid shot his last couple of games, what Steph shot his last game. You might think about something like that, but I don't go into every single thing there might be. As far as Lakers over Clippers, Lakers versus over, I don't know. Rangers, Golden Knights, Oilers. You're on the wrong spot for hockey, my friend. Some guys are telling me Kawhi hasn't played forever. Are you telling me I don't know Kawhi hasn't played forever? Please, come on. Yeah, I know Kawhi played last year. The stats I gave were last year's stats. I know Kawhi hasn't played forever. Paul George, play a prop. Okay, again, don't know about it. What's your college pick, Ben? He gave it already. You could follow Ben on his live stream after we wrap it up here. I'm going to just go through a quick couple of major injuries in football and in the NFL for Sunday. I just put up our previews. As of now, I haven't made a bet, so I'm not going to be giving out anything before I give to our VIP members. So I guess the biggest injury that everybody's waiting for still is the Kyler Murray. Him and Hopkins, the wide receiver, have both been practicing all week. I'm saying they're playing. They haven't been given the official yes tag, but they've practiced all week. I expect them both to play, but it's not been official. That line's sitting at 7.5. You'll see that line go higher. On the other side, Dalton has been named the quarterback, the starting quarterback. Fields got banged up in the last game. Dalton is the better quarterback. Obviously, he can't run the ball the way Fields did, but we see what we saw what a running quarterback did last night, throwing 4 fucking picks. So, yes, he ran for 100 yards, which was great, but you can't throw the ball over for 4 times horrible. Tampa Bay and Atlanta game, we'll just rip off a couple of quick things here. So, Tampa Bay crushed the Falcons earlier in the year. By 23 points. They were on the road for the second week in a row. Falcons finally won a game last week. No major injuries to speak of in that one. Denver KC game, the only injury looks like the running back, Gordon. He looks like he's not going to play for Denver. But in this game, just to throw a stat out, Chiefs have won the last 11 meetings, and they've pretty much dominated the series. Let's see if I can pull up my my football. This is what I'm going to give you here, guys. This is just what's up on How to Beat the Bookie website. The Chiefs has won the last 11 meetings and won by a collective margin of 323 to 180. That's kind of dominating. Three of the last 4 meetings have gone under at an average of 39.8 points per game. The Broncos' last 5 games have gone under, 37.6 points per game. And 5 of the Chiefs' last 6 games have gone under at 35.7 points a game. So, take that to what you might think. Anything, Ben, on these couple of football games?
The one football game, guys, I really like heading into Sunday is the Washington football team going up against the Raiders. That's a play that I've been keeping my eye on. This Raiders team, obviously coming off the big Thanksgiving win against Dallas. Washington, though, it started off the year, 1-7 against the spread. They've now covered 3 in a row. Washington can sneakily get back in for a wild card spot, so they have a lot to play for. And, I like them a lot in this spot. Jacobs is questionable for the Raiders as far as a running back goes, so we'll be interested to see if he ends up being in the game. But I like Washington a lot in this spot, and I think they're going to get the win. They're at +1.5 right now, opened up at 2.5.
Down, you also have the tight end Waller, and he's out, and he's huge. Yeah. He's huge for the Raiders, so I won't say nothing that you're on there. Washington will be missing McKissick. He's a big guy for them coming out of the backfield, catches passes. Gibson does more of the running, but he does more of the does Washington have a kicker? Almost gave me a heart attack Monday night. Waller out too. Yes, we know. We'll get down there anyway. So that was the thing on the Broncos. Colts, Texans. Colts won by 28. They won 31-3 earlier in the year, beat the Texans. They've won 6 out of the last 7 straight up and against the spread. Just going to give you a couple with the trends or injuries. We had mentioned it, I believe, last night. Hurts is banged up. Don't know if he's going to play for the Eagles. He's going to be really a game-time decision. If he does, he's going to be limited. And again, like we said, Hurts, he runs the ball. He leads that rushing attack. If he's a little limited because of the ankle, that's a problem. So that's what's going on there. Philly's going to be back in the Meadowlands for the second week in a row. They lost 13-7 last week. And if you're a northeastern person, you know the proximity. When we say New York, the New York Jets and Giants actually play in Jersey. Philly's only, very close. It's not like another road game where when I have back-to-back road games, I would give an edge to a team, to the other team if they're playing back-to-back road games. Chargers, Cincy is coming back. They've played 2 monster games since their bye. They crushed the Raiders in Vegas, then killed the Steelers 41-10 last week. Chargers look like they're coming back down again. They lost 28-13 in Denver, so they're on the road for a second week in a row, while Bengals are home second week in a row. And that game is standing at 3, exactly what I make it. The teams played last year, 19-16. I think that was the opening week. Chargers beat the Bengals in Cincy. Cincy, obviously, a different team and a better team than they were last week. Anything on those few games, Ben?
I don't have any personal plays on any of those games. I will note, man, the Chargers started off the year covering some spreads, and they have kind of slipped a slide a little bit. They are now 1-5 against the spread. The last 6 games overall kind of feels like this is a spot in their season where they need the win. They need to kind of solidify themselves to have a chance to keep moving into the playoffs, be able to maybe get a sneak in a wild card. So I feel like it's a big spot game for the Chargers. That's my only little angle on those couple of games.
My man Blue Whale asked me, am I juicing?
Are you, John?
I got to show you guys some pictures. Maybe I'll throw one up on the Instagram of what I used to look like. I'm an old man now. Still fucking ass though. But anyway, Giant game. This is why I told you guys the other night. I like to wait till Friday for the injury reports. You get a better grip on what's going on. So Jones is going to be out. Mike Lennon, a quarterback for the Giants. He came in once earlier this season against the Cowboys when Glennon got a concussion in that game. 2 interceptions. It looks like he's going to be without 2 of the better wide receivers, Tony and Shepard. So against the Dolphin team that all of a sudden, if you guys have been with us from the beginning, me and Ben had talked about 2 teams that we had liked coming from last year that we thought they would be a little better this year. One being Washington, who Ben just told you he liked this week, and the other being the Miami Dolphins. Well, it took a little time, but all of a sudden those 2 teams have got their shit together. Dolphins have won the last 4 in a row. I think after Monday night, Washington has won their last 3 in a row. Anyway, bad spot for the Giants to go into Miami with a second-string quarterback with no receivers, and Dolphins playing real good football. This game has got underspelled all over it, but they've absolutely crushed it. This total opened up 43.5, sitting at 39.5 now. So don't know. Like I said, I don't want to give too much stuff away because I haven't put any predictions on the website yet for NFL. So if you guys that are VIP members, don't panic. We're coming up with it. We'll be assessing the NFL tonight. As a matter of fact, she's checking on something. Okay, so yeah, we'll be getting that out to you. Your VIP's working as long as you got our plays this morning. That's the last thing we sent out, which was Heat +6 and Hawks money line. And how funny this is. I sent out this morning, I like Hawks ML. And can I tell you how many DMs I got? What's ML? What does that mean, Hawks? Guys, you shouldn't be betting. I mean, you don't know what ML is. Again, your guy my guy had -115. That's what I laid. If you had a layup to 120, that's it. But I don't know what your guy has, so I couldn't say lay 161. So I put ML, meaning money line, because some guys were picked, some guys were 1, some guys were still at 1.5. So I put money line. So from here on in, ML means money line. I don't use that too many times, but for those close games, the ones and the picks, I'll say it. Just it'll keep it easier that way. Back to the rest of the football games, like we said, the Washington football team and the Raiders gave you the injuries. McKessick, the running back for Washington. Waller out. Those guys are out, and we're waiting to hear about Jacobs because he finally had a real good rushing game against the Cowboys Thanksgiving Day, his best running day of the year. Ravens and Steelers, and I'm gonna pull up I'm going to pull up the stats on this one, just what I've got written on the website, because I actually found it really interesting. So I've got written down the Ravens won 16-10 at home over the Browns Sunday night. Baltimore has scored more than 17 points only once in their last 5 games. The Ravens are 3-2, 2-3 against the spread on the road. The Steelers were crushed, 41-10 at Cincinnati last week. Pittsburgh has given up 41 points 2 weeks in a row and lost both games, obviously. Pittsburgh is 3-2-1 straight up, only 1-5 against the spread at home. Steelers placed T.J. Watt on the COVID list. He's doubtful. Steelers won both games last year, 19-14 at home and 28-14 in Baltimore. The biggest thing I take away from that game, especially playing this quarterback, without T.J. Watt, huge. I mean, most of the times, Stu finds Mortal Lock is Falcons plus 13 by 2. Okay, I like that. That's very funny. But this line has gone up to 4.5 now, even some 5 popping up. I'll be looking at this game. Yeah, Pittsburgh looked terrible last week. But this is a division rivalry. It's starting to creep up a little too high, even with T.J. Watt out. We'll be looking at that game. Well, you got any feeling on that one, Ben?
Just something I find pretty interesting is the Ravens are actually dead last as far as opponent passing yards allowed in the NFL, 275 yards passing yards allowed per game right now. Obviously, Big Ben and the Steelers' passing offense has looked absolutely hideous. But going up against a team who's been allowing a lot of passing yards could be a chance for them to get it going a little bit and try to keep it close. So I don't lean one way or the other on this game based on that number. I do feel like it's a spot Baltimore should roll because they've been, as much as they have been struggling offensively, I think they're above and beyond the better team than what Pittsburgh is right now. You add in all the injuries for the Steelers. There's no way I can back them there. But that one statistic right there with Baltimore just struggling so much with the passing defense, I don't know if that makes the Steelers keep it close, so I'm staying away.
All right, 2 games left for the Sundays. Jaguars at Rams. Jaguars, they've scored a total of 57 points in their last 5 games. They're 31st in scoring, 0-4, straight up on the road, 1-3 against the spread. But the Rams, they've been horrible the last 3 games that they played. And Stafford, he's 3rd in passing yards for the season. But in the last 3 games, he's thrown 5 interceptions. So just a total turnaround from where L.A. was just a few weeks ago to where they are now. 9 of the last 10 Jags games have gone under. You know the Rams going to want to run up a game after being beat up so bad. They want to get well here. 13-point spread. Just can't lay this game at. Just can't lay this game, Ben. Anything you see on this one?
Yeah, definitely can't lay the 13 with the Rams. Sometimes they lay an egg against these double-digit spreads. I know last year, like that was that one giant one, the 17.5 against the Jets. Everyone freaked out about. Yeah, so as far as that, I mean, the Jags have been catching unders a lot. I don't know if this Rams defense is going to be able to figure it out against a lackluster offense with Jacksonville. So I have a slight lean to the under in this game, but it feels like it should be a spot. The Rams offense has a field day. But I don't know if we're going to get that opportunity. I mean, Jags defense held down the Bills. They've been playing better as of late. And I wouldn't be surprised if they keep it low scoring and close. So I'm staying away.
I just don't see the Jags scoring more than 14 points. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. We'll talk, again, like I said, let me get these, get my VIP guys this line. Last game on Sunday night. Actually, it's not Sunday night. I think did they change the Sunday night game? Hold on. They burn to that part of the season where they do the flex, right? So the flex game is Denver KC Sunday night. The last game on the schedule for Sunday is 49 to Seahawks. And here you've got what we've talked about quite a lot about is 2 teams just going in opposite directions. I don't even know if fucking Seattle is showing up after that Monday night loss. I mean, they did Russell Wilson now 3 weeks back, just can't get the offense going. 49 is playing real good. Only reason this line is as low as it is, the best offensive player on their team, the one that means the most outside of the Garoppolo, the quarterback, Deebo Samuel, he's going to be out. And he's a monster on that team. But This game is 49ers or nobody. Like I said, two teams going in different directions. Seattle beat them earlier in the year. They won by 7 points in San Francisco. And let me see, I think, what do I got here? Week 4, and they won. Yeah, you see, Seattle won by 7 points, 28-21 at San Fran, week 4, and won both meetings last year. But like I said, two teams going in two totally different directions in this one, Ben.
Yeah, guys, with Deebo Samuel possibly being out there, I mean, you got to think Elijah Mitchell is going to get a lot more opportunities rushing the football. So that's another interesting little prop bet situation. 49ers are top 6 as far as rushing yards per game. Samuel's actually been getting a lot of those recently. And the Seahawks are bottom 7 as far as rushing yards allowed. So seems like a game 49ers should be able to run all over them. And I like unders in a game where it seems like there's going to be a lot of running, and especially like an under with the Seattle team who doesn't look like they can score points. So lean under pretty heavy, and rushing props interesting in that game for those of you guys who like prop bets.
All right, guys, just to give you a heads up, NBA literally not a move. Line is the same on every game as we covered the NFL. No new injuries to update. For the VIP members and know how to beat the bookie website members, continually check the website. I'll be sitting here all night as stuff goes on. I'll be sitting here right up till halftime of Phoenix Golden State. So it doesn't look like I'm going to have a bet to start the game. We'll see how the first half is played. Guys, you can follow Ben tonight and all weekend on his live stream. We won't be doing the 5 o'clock show again till Monday. And when we do it Monday, like I said earlier, I'll be doing it from I-95. I'll be doing it from the road. Going to make a couple of stops Monday night and Tuesday night on my way up to New York. And let's recap. We got Heat +6. We got Hawks ML. That's money line to you guys that don't know. Let's make some money.
Good luck, guys.